Hello, and welcome to Keeping It Real with Shannon Live. Especially them because you don't know how it's going to turn out.
My kids empowered me to get out.
What's going on with this remote learning in the midst of COVID?
Working for different elected officials, learning and understanding how to put your community first.
Hi, welcome to Keeping It Real with Shannon. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And let me say hello to my co-host, Dr. Vanessa DeNancy. How are you?
I'm good.
Shannon.
Hi.
How are you? And Mr. Haley Phillips.
Right,
How
how are
y'all
you?
doing?
I'm good.
Y'all ready for these hot topics? Because, you know, it's getting hot in New York around here. I tell you, there's so much going on. I know you all heard the latest about Blue Ivy dancing on the stage with her mother, Beyonce, when she came out at the show and danced. Beyonce said that a lot of people got on social media and criticized her for coming out there dancing because she don't know how to dance, blah, 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 blah. So what do you think about people, these trolls that hide behind the computer and complain about everything and talk about people? How are you criticizing a child that comes out on the stage? First of all, I thought she was brave enough to come out there in front of all those 100,000 of people to dance, because you can't even get some kids to look another person in the eye. And here she on the stage dance. Of course, she's not going to be professional like her mother.
Well, when she first started out, of course, when she first started out, she was, wasn't so good or whatever, but she did her best. And I was really proud as each show went along, she got better and better and better. But my understanding is that, she took that criticism and she used it and went and practiced more. So I'm proud of her. And for those trolls that think that, they can sit behind a computer, she has more money than you do. Remember that.
Exactly. Listen. Everybody always want to have their 2 cents in, right? It was had
when you get in her tax bracket, then you can talk.
Exactly. But she was so good to be 11, right? She kind of handled herself well. And the best thing to do is to take bad criticism, or what they call bad criticism, and make it to something good. But not all criticism is bad. So they thought they was hurting her, but in fact, she was a bigger person, and showed that she was a bigger person by responding. And like I said, over time, Tiffany, each show goes on, she gets better and better and better, because she's gonna critique that craft. She's gonna get it together.
Exactly.
And I think she was good the last show she had.
She was on beat. Excellent. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that, she's a child, she's 11 years old. And I feel that, instead of the trolls, they should be, supporting her, encourage her, because she's at children are at an age where they're like sponges. Now they could take that criticism and either, it can impact them negatively, but like she did, she used it, as I read, like she used it as fuel to get better. But, as human beings, it's our duty, to support, children and uplift them. I mean, like even when I was growing up, it was in the neighborhood, everybody was your parent, everybody supported you, they encouraged you, even if they seen you doing anything wrong, they would get after you and make sure you did things right. So I feel like, the trolls, they should do that, besides, even when you like, it's your first time, even like, as an adult, you start a new job, right? In the beginning, you don't know everything, on paper, you may know it, but when it comes to actually performing it, those are two different things.
But the whole thing about this is that when she came out on the stage to dance the first time or whatever, who would even notice that she's not dancing good as the rest of the dancers? Who even noticed that? When I saw her up there dancing, the first thing I said, oh my God, look how cute this is. She's out there dancing with her mother. This is what you're thinking about. Who's sitting there thinking about she's not dancing like a professional?
Well, what they did.
That don't have a life.
Exactly. In that too, but what they did, they compared the shows. They compared the show. In one show, she got on beat. In the other one, she looks more scared when she first went out there.
The first show.
Right. So
you would expect that. I mean, we're talking about thousands and thousands of people. I mean, I get nervous just talking in front of 10 people. I can't even imagine.
It took a lot of courage for her to come out there, and that was good. But the thing is, hey, that's just to show the more you practice something, anything, the better you get.
Correct.
No, but also too, this is another example when people think they're doing something to hurt you. Because remember with Owen's son, what's his name? He played on Bill Cosby show. The one that played the oldest daughter husband. He was the son of Congressman Owens. I can't remember his first name now. But anyway, remember he didn't get work, after they went off. He didn't get no jobs and all that kind of stuff. And some girl videotaped him in the supermarket packing boxes and stuff and posted on Facebook about, now he packing boxes, boom, boom, he doing that. Tyler Perry called him. And his butt had stopped working since. I've been seeing him on all these shows and the movie. I said, you know what? Did you see? I am so happy she videotaped him and put him on Facebook packing boxes.
Look what
but it was for the negative, and it turned out to be
positive
instead of,
Yeah. So that was the best thing she could have done is videotape him and put him on.
That's what people do. It's always at somebody else's expense that people want to get the 2 minutes of fame. It's always at somebody else's expense. So,
but I don't know what you get out of that. I just don't understand. Why would you even do something like that anyway?
They're just miserable.
Clickbait is they just want their little 5 minutes or 2 minutes of fame.
And I guarantee you, if they see you in person, they wouldn't say not one word.
Oh no, they wouldn't.
Like if they saw Beyonce in person, do you think they would tell Beyonce your daughter can't dance?
No, just like they used to talk about her hair. Oh, why she don't comb her hair? Why when she was a baby? Now look where her hair is, all down her back, and the same people sitting there and they bald headed. So
people just have too much time on their hands, right? To worry about who's dancing, how they dancing.
But for you to criticize a child, that says a whole lot. That you would be criticizing a child rather than encouraging the child, because our kids got enough issues and problems as it is, and thank God she got two good parents that knows what to say to her and how to teach her to be tough and now she got her own. She on payroll. Who's on payroll?
Yeah,
that's you on payroll, getting paid just like the other people getting paid.
I think she won a Grammy too for the
Brown what she's worth today. You see what
that's what I said.
That's all right, Blue Ivy. You just keep it going. Just let the trolls keep talking because eventually maybe they'll get on the payroll or whatever. Okay, so let's get to our next topic. So now our next topic is, okay, if are you responsible for your spouse's child if they had a child before you got together, whether you living together as boyfriend, girlfriend, or you married as husband and wife and they had a child before you got together? So now you have 2 children together. So now you got 3. So the wife feels that she's not responsible for that child that you had before they got together. You responsible for that child. You the one supposed to be disciplining him. You the one supposed to be taking care of him. She just pays attention to the 2 that they had together. And so he's upset because he feels that you are not treating his son the same as his other 2 children that they had together. And she keeps saying, no, that's not my responsibility. That's your responsibility. You discipline him. You tell him what he has to do. Because if he don't want to listen to me, I'm not saying anything to him. He can do whatever he wants to do. But then the guy said, oh, well, if you don't change and start treating them all the same, then, I'm going to have to go. I'm going to have to leave. What do you think about that situation?
Well, my thing is, what was the relationship like before they had the other 2 kids? Was he always a single parent? Was the parent always around? I think it's a package deal. What you see is what you get. All the kids should be treated equally, because you can't have him disrespecting you and just leaving up that part of the discipline up to his father. He's still a child. He's still under your roof. You still have say so. He still have rules to follow. So there's rules for everyone. You just need to be able to be the big adult and enforce those rules. This is a family dynamic. It's not you stay in the West Wing, I go in the East Wing, and we 2 separate families.
No, I mean, I agree with that too. I mean, when you have other children in the house, you have to treat all the kids the same, because, they actually see when they're being treated differently, and that has an effect on them. I mean, and then it also depends on what the discussion was about disciplining this child. That's not her child as well. So these are things that have to be discussed ahead of time.
Well, she said, well, he doesn't want to listen, so I'm not going to be bothered because it's your child. It's your child. So
what are the consequences? Are there consequences and penalties? Like, what does that look like? What does that look like?
The consequences.
If he's in a house
For her to discipline him?
Is he with her most of the time, or just with the father most of the time?
No, they're in the same house together.
No, but
they all live in the same house.
Not in the house 24 hours. Some people go to school, they go to work.
No, the kids go to school. They come back from school.
So how much of the time does she spend alone with this kid?
Same amount she spends with the other one, but she's not like disciplining him. She only disciplined the two that they had together.
No.
Well, sometimes it depends because after, this is not your child and they, act in a certain way and stuff. Sometimes you'll say, hey, you need to handle this because I may not handle it the same way. And then this is your child. So you need to do what you need to do. Because then it becomes a fight.
Right. But then what is the father saying? I mean,
the father is saying that she should treat him like she treat the other kids and she can discipline him. She said, no, I'm not going to discipline him. That's your child.
But that's not going to last.
Well, I feel it's a package deal. When you come into a situation like that where a woman has a child, you have a child, you both have individual children. I guess by prior people, I believe that it's up to, if you want that child to come up positive, and I feel it's your responsibility, as a parent to discipline that child. But on the other hand, I feel that it should be understood from both parents, if he wants her to discipline his children, then I think that he needs to sit the child down and say, hey, look, this is your mother now. Okay. You need to listen to her. I mean, explain things to him.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Hey, I don't mean to interject. I don't think he have to tell the child that this is his mother now. He's always going to have a mother.
Right. So, but I'm saying this is her stepmother. That's his stepmother, but that, she's an adult and maybe, she could chastise him or something like that.
Yeah, I get it.
I get it. Exactly.
I need you do need, I get that because you do need to sit down as a family and say, what needs to be done. You are to listen, this or that, and what's to be said. Because if you don't go over those rules or have that discussion, then the child is somewhat confused too.
Correct.
Because, this parent is saying one thing, this parent is saying another thing.
Right. Well, they're not really valued, right? Of what the role of a parent is, right? A parent talks, a child's supposed to listen. That's kind of like what the dynamic is set at. But then again, maybe, is there a problem? Has there ever been a problem? Is it something that the child can't, maybe she needs to spend some time with the child by herself. Right? Maybe they need to do things.
She does be by him sometimes by himself. What she said to him, the father, was, he doesn't like to listen. He has a hard head, so I'm not going to be bothered. I'm not going to be bothered with that.
But what is it that he's not doing? I need more information, right?
Like, so
that he's not doing, that he's not listening. I mean,
well, I guess it's just like some kids are hard headed. Maybe she might tell him, okay, go do this, go do that, and he don't want to go do it, and he doesn't want to listen. Because you know how some kids are when you tell them to do something, and then sometimes the kid already have it in their head, well, you're not my mother. Because some of them even tell you that you're not my mother, but
well, that's the fault. That's the father's fault.
But
that's the father's fault.
Huh?
That's the father's fault. Without setting those boundaries, because that should have been discussed long before these other two kids came along. And what was her role? And you just
well, no, well, he wasn't talking as if he didn't want her to chastise him. The little boy started complaining about to him that she treats me different from the other sisters and brothers. She treats me different. She don't treat me the same way. Like, they can go outside, they can go do what they want to do outside, play or whatever. And then he can't do that because she tell him he can't do it because he's not listening or whatever. So he's upset now. So he's telling her, well, he's complaining that you don't treat him like you treat the other kids. And he feels that she shouldn't do that because she shouldn't treat the kids differently. But anyway, we'll finish the answer when we come back. I'm gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back.
It's Shannon. It's Shannon.
Man, it's lonely. Like, going through life lonely.
There is the therapeutic aspect of music, just expressing how you feel. I'm going to talk to Howie about his feelings, make it into a song.
Hi, if you're just joining us, we're doing our hot topics today. And before we went to break, we was talking about when you have kids together and then you have a kid that you come into the relationship with, should you chastise the kids, discipline them, or just leave it to the spouse who the child belongs to? So everybody was giving their opinion. I was saying, well, he feels that, she treats him differently. And the father doesn't want her to do that. And he says, well, if you don't change, well, he's going to have to leave.
Well,
So
it sounds like
she
has resentment. It sounds like that the kid has resentment against the stepmother. And I think this is where you have to sit down as a stepmother and find out exactly what the feelings are here and talk to these children. Maybe that's why he's not listening to her. And then the mother is frustrated and saying, well, shoot, why I have to be bothered? This ain't my child. So, but that's not how you should be. You have to listen to the children and find out what's going on, because you're the outside parent.
Yeah. Oh, well then, hey, well, I guess he would just have to take his child and leave then, I guess. He would just have to take the child and leave, because if the person is insistent that they're not gonna deal with the situation, ain't nothing really you can do about it. But anyway, the next topic is still relationships, on how important is looks to you in a relationship. How important is it for your partner to what does she look like? Is they should be good looking, they can be ugly, they can be in between. Is all that kind of stuff important to you? Or is it doesn't matter what the looks are?
Don't lie. Be easy on the eyes. I can't lie.
Well, listen, if you put all your features and characteristics on a scale, right? There's some that have priority than others, right? There's some that do have priority. But then again, are we talking about before you find the person, or you've been with them for some time and now you're going to look at something different?
Well, I guess it works both ways. When you meet somebody, like, is they easy on the eyes? Are they not easy on your eyes? You don't like what they look like? Should you get involved with them? Or if you are involved with them, like, you accepted it. So I don't think you should be complaining after you get involved with them, because you knew what they looked like when you got involved with them.
Well, let's be honest. You are always attracted to the appearance of someone. That's the first thing you see before anything else.
Yeah.
I don't think I can give up on that.
Well, the attraction is one thing, right? But then again, as you get older, you learn more. So if you know more, you do better, right? So at this stage of the game, for me, it's like what you see is what you get, right?
At a certain age, you say it. It is what it is.
When you're young and looking at people, you're not looking for people.
Even at a certain age, you don't have to take something that you don't like.
No,
even at a certain age, you don't have to take.
But let me tell you
somebody you don't like. If they don't look appealing to you.
The pickings are slim at a certain age.
I've seen people where they didn't care what the opposite person looked like, as long as they had money, as long as they had a car. Like, the priorities was like all over the place. But nowadays, when you get older, you're like, all right, maybe I should have put that one back in the ocean, right, or something. But I guess it depends on what the need is, right? Some people have different needs, right? And sometimes they say beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right? Well, that depends on who you ask, right? So, but I would really see. It really depends. Nowadays, people need a roof over their head, so they think about a place to stay, looking for food on the table. The priorities are just
that's different. True. I think now we are looking at what we need, the necessities.
So what are you saying, that if you know you need a roof over your head and a car to ride in, okay, well, I can look past what he looked like.
You may have to compromise. Oh my goodness. That's why, the best thing.
Haley, what do you think?
I think you have to be attracted to the person. That's a given. But I don't think appearance should be like way up on the scale. Can I communicate with you? Can I have a conversation with you? Can I talk to you? Can we laugh? Can we, just share things? Intimate things and stuff like that. I've been around somebody that was really drop dead gorgeous. But I didn't have a good time, you know, because it was all about her hair, it was about her nails, it was about this, it was about that. And then I was around somebody that wasn't so attractive, and I had a good time. You know, they listened to me. It wasn't like, you know, they had to do this fake persona or this or that. They were like very down to earth. You know, we went out, we had a good time. You know, we you know, danced, and we had such a
one. You didn't have to worry about having somewhere to stay,
huh? No, I didn't have to worry about having somewhere to stay. I have my own.
That's the best thing, Haley, right? You gotta have your own.
My father always told me,
you don't have to worry about where they had a car.
My father always told me, said, make sure, he said, if your lights get cut off, you make sure you keep that roof over your head.
Exactly. It's easy for people to tell you to move out.
No, it ain't no sense in people. Ain't no sense in sitting up here lying, because we know we all got preferences of what we like, who we attracted to, who attracts us, or whatever. Because it all ties in there together. It all ties in there together, right? I don't have a problem with someone not being like really handsome or gorgeous or whatever, but now you got to look a little something. Now, I'm sorry. Now, I ain't just walking with everything. Now, I'm putting it on line. No.
But then again,
but you don't have to be like that when out of the magazine or anything. Because I have to tell you the truth. Most of the men in my life that have dated have not been good looking. And my friends always tease me all the time, where do you be getting these men from that's not good looking? But I wasn't looking at them in that sense, the way they were looking at them.
Right?
I was looking at them because they was nice. You know, they treated me nice and stuff like that. I mean, I knew they wasn't no good looking man. I already knew that, but I like the way they act and everything and how they treated you and stuff. So you kind of can look past that. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't like ugly, but there wasn't no drop dead gorgeous man. And see, I always used to meet tall men all the time and stuff like that. So I became accustomed to that, like, you know, but then you meet someone else and it doesn't mean anything to you like it did when you was younger and stuff like that. So that's why I go back when you said about when the age change, it does. As you get older, all of that stuff becomes less important to you and stuff. And you will look at the person in a different light or whatever, you know, because if you have some chemistry with somebody and you can get along with them good, I mean, that's really, really important. But I ain't gonna sit up here and say I'm just gonna date with anybody, you know, and they don't look a little bit got it going on. No.
Well, some people don't care about looks. Some people,
right. Sometimes you can clean them up. Some people clean up somebody. You know?
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The most important thing to me is how the man carries himself. I like a neat cut, clean cut man. That's what I like.
But you want to have a conversation should be a priority too. Okay.
Oh, but that's the number one thing is that part. I'm talking about looks. We was talking about looks. That was the question.
I mean, in order to oversee the looks, you gotta be strong in other areas. You know,
you don't have to be strong in other areas. But you gotta have something that's gonna complicate, that gonna go over the looks now. If you got something else that can take the looks now, hey, it ain't a problem. You won't have a problem at all. If you ain't got nothing going on, get out of here. No. People have changed now. It's not like it used to be when you was coming up young. Everything has changed now. It's totally different now. People, you know, they be looking for, especially the young people. The young people, they're not on the same. They look at looks. The young people look at looks, how you look, and all like that kind of stuff. And if you ain't got
not really,
they don't want to talk to you.
Not really, because I mean, yeah, when you're in high school and you know, young, you want someone. Oh, he looks good. You want all your friends to think. But as you get older, you know, it's like, well, what kind of job he have and what can he do and this and that. That's when it comes down to it.
Exactly.
Now stop lying, because you know you ain't talking to no ugly man.
I said it from the beginning. I wasn't talking to him. But I used to want him to be drop dead gorgeous.
When he's gonna sit there and lie to her, they got to have this here. Look, no.
Today, you know, when you're young, you're not really straight sure what they look for. You're looking to have a good time. You have fun. They kick in. You're not really looking at what they should be looking at, I should say, right? But nowadays, right, my thing is you got to come equal or better, because for one thing, I ain't taking care of no one. I can't.
Got that
which
right.
is,
True.
so they got to bring something to the and everything. When I say equal better, I'm not necessarily talking about monetary. It's not about the money. You got to come equal and better. It's a whole spectrum of things you need to be getting checked with. But it is really
you know what? Not only that, it's important that you have someone who wants to do something together, where you can build something together. And if that person has a whole total mindset from you, then it's just not going to work, because you want to build something and they don't want to build something. Then it becomes like the person is holding you back or whatever. So, you got to have some kind of chemistry together. You have to have some way of talking to each other, where you kind of on the same page, or you got some chemistry or something together. Other words, it's just not going to get it.
Yeah. In a relationship, I want support, and loyalty, and respect. Do you respect me as a person? Do you respect my ideas? Even if it's different from yours, that's to me, that's very important as you get older. You want to be able to, have a conversation. I mean, you lying down and you're not talking, and it's like, you can't express your ideas. Maybe something from outside might have bothered you. Is she going to be able to just, give you an ear to listen to you? You want somebody that's going to listen to you and, console you, vice versa. That to me, that's very
you want all of that too, Haley, but you know what? Let's just tell it like it is. I want someone to listen to and all that kind of stuff. I want somebody that I'm going on a cruise with someplace, or I'm going to be flying somewhere with, or something like that. They go want to do some of the things that I like to do, and that's me. I like to be on the go. I want somebody who wants to be on the go with me. So that way I know we got something going together, some chemistry going together, whatever. I can talk all you want to, but when it's time to start doing it, time to go now.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I agree.
So you know what kind of individual person you are. So you got to have someone that kind of does some of the things that you also like to do and you like to enjoy together as well, because that's very, very important too. Because that way you don't become bored with the person or whatever. So, I mean, as far as looks, look, I don't care. Long as you look kissable, it's okay with me. Like I said, and you ready to travel when I'm ready to go, then we can go. That's not a problem. Oh, well, look, we've had some fun today talking about the different topics that we talked about and everything. And so people, please stop criticizing these children. And hi, Virginia and Kathy. Talking about our young children, because let's just encourage them. If you're with a spouse, take care of the children together, talk together. And looks is looks. That's all I can tell you. So thanks for joining us tonight. And you can always see us on Saturdays at 5:30 on Brick and 2:30 on Manhattan Neighborhood Network. Don't forget to join us every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. We go live and share your experience with us as well. So thank you, Vanessa. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you, Haley. Thank you, Kara. And as always, we'll see you next time.
Today's show is sponsored by Abu's Bakery. If you have a sweet tooth, stop by Abu's Bakery for some delicious cakes and pies.
Would you like beautiful pictures for your home or your office? Then stop by Faith Art Gallery. They have a large selection of pictures from around the world.
It's Shanna.